Boom, 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 boom. Chickadee Chanko, how's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little Manchester United news video for you. And just to talk about some of the hot topics of the day. How are we all doing today? I hope you're all doing great. I can see Aaron Homeyard. What's going on, Aaron? Footy talk. Kayam's in the gaff. Hello, Kayam. Anthony White. MBE Paul Rashford. Get in there, my son. Niall Hickman, hello Niall Hickman, Anthony White, Gandhi, and everyone else, thank you very much for getting in here and being early eager birds. Let's get into it then. So guys, what are we here to talk about today? Well, there's a bit of stuff to get into, there's a little bit of Manchester United news, but the biggest topic of the day is surrounding Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, the greatest player to ever lace up a pair of boots, basically, Cristiano Ronaldo. He is obviously a pretty unbelievable talent. He's still doing the business over there in Serie A for Juventus, scoring a multitude of goals, my friends. And look, I think it's most Manchester United fans' wet dream to have Cristiano Ronaldo back at Manchester United. I mean, if we announced that we had signed Cristiano Ronaldo at any point over the next year or so, really, I'm going to be mangasming all over the place. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be pure mangasms for Cristiano Ronaldo if he comes home to Old Trafford. Now, it's a big if. Of course it's a big if, but we're going to get into the realistic possibility of Cristiano Ronaldo coming to Manchester United in this episode. We're also going to just have a little talk about our feelings about it. You know, there's a lot of legends in here, a lot of United fans, a lot of admirers of Cristiano Ronaldo. So it's going to be interesting to see what everybody sort of thinks about the possibility of it and how it's going to happen. Liam, exclusive, Francois Koch, Asan Akhtar, Jonathan Gallagher, the United Way, Shazad Ahmed, Big D, Rosh Mano, Joseph Misco, SEA, Johnny Gallagher, Anthony White, and everyone else. Do us a massive favour. Smash that like button, lads and lasses. Leave a little thumbs up on the vid. That would be awesome. And give it a share on social media if you can as well. But anywho, let's get into it then. So, oh, come on, please make it happen. I would love it. It's exactly the boost that we need. It's exactly the player that we need. It's exactly the leader that we need. It's exactly the character that we need. It's exactly the goal scorer that we need. No disrespect to Tony, but Cristiano Ronaldo, even at his age now of 35, if you stick him up at number 9 and just use him as a proper striker, fox in that box, he doesn't have to worry about doing what he used to do for United and being that mercurial talent all over the pitch. No, just stick him in that box and watch him finish goals off. He's still that damn good. So yeah, I think that, no disrespect to Tony, but if you put Ronaldo in there, he's just going to give you more output. He's going to get more goals and he's going to be more dangerous for the next season or two. He doesn't show any signs of slowing down, even at the age of 35 years of age, which is not a young age, to be fair. You know, this is why it's even likely at all that Juventus would actually want to sell him. Because think about it, they've got a player that's diminishing in terms of qualities, diminishing it as an asset, and maybe they're paying a little bit too much money on doing that. Hey, Ellie's in here with a super chat. Thank you so much, Ellie, for the £5 super chat here. She comments and says, congrats to Dante. Oh, awesome, on his promotion at work today. Top bloke, love you. Get in there, Ellie. Hey, everyone, stick a congratulations in there for Dante and a love heart as well for Ellie for the lovely comment there. Legend, Ellie. Congrats, Dante. That's great news. Well done on the promotion, my lad. Get in there, my son. Hopefully that's a good omen and it means that United are going to do some good stuff. I don't know. But look, let's just talk about Ronaldo for a second, guys. I'll just give you my thoughts. I'm just going to dump out all my thoughts here. That sounded wrong, but you know what I mean? I'm going to dump out all my thoughts all over the gaff. And then you guys can just sort of mop up after me. No, you guys can give me your thoughts. Anywho. So let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo then going to being at Juventus right now. If you actually look at his record, I'm looking at it right now. So since he's gone to Serie A, last season he scored 31 goals in 33 league games in Serie A and got 6 assists in the process as well, contributing 37 goals in 33 games in Serie A. Now, of course, the Premier League's a much more physical, much more difficult place to score goals, but I would still expect, if you look at Cristiano Ronaldo's strike rate, I'd still expect him to get in the high 20s. The season before that, he got 21 goals and 9 assists in 31 Serie A appearances. And then obviously going back into the Real Madrid days, I mean, he's got a ridiculous record. I'm looking at his overall Real Madrid career here. He scored 450 goals and got 132 assists in 438 games. That's over a goal a game and almost an assist in every other third game as well. That's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, but obviously that's going back a little bit. He's not the Cristiano Ronaldo that he was then. I think it's fair to say that when Manchester United had him, he was absolutely incredible. He obviously did win the Ballon d'Or at Manchester United, so he was one of the best players. He was the best player in the world at the time when he won the Ballon d'Or at United, but his best years certainly did come after Manchester United. So we're not expecting that level of strike rate and doing it in the Premier League. Look at his record for Manchester United, right? Different era, different time. The young 18-year-old lad coming in, developing. He only scored 118 in 292 for Manchester United. Now, he was more of a traditional winger to begin with. And, of course, he was young. He was developing. He was nowhere near that talent that he was at Real Madrid. So that's why as well. But, I mean, his stats do not lie, guys. He's one of the most decorated players in all of the history of the game. You're talking 5 Ballon d'Ors. You're talking 5 FIFA Pro Player of the Year award. European champion, you know, with Portugal. Champions Leagues, multiple with Real Madrid, Manchester United, etc. This guy has done it all. And so is there any debate about whether or not he's good enough for Manchester United right now? No. He's obviously good enough for Manchester United. He'd obviously walk in to Manchester United's team even at the ripe old age of 35. That's just what would happen. He's too damn good. He's better than everybody that we've got because he's the best player in the world. It's as simple as that, really. Hey guys, do us a massive favour. There's nearly 100 of you guys tuning in. Smash the like. Get your thoughts in about Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm just going to kick this off with a little friendly vote at the start right now, okay? Let's just have a little bit of a vote at the start of this stream. How many of you, Manchester United fans, would like to see Cristiano Ronaldo come back to Old Trafford in the next 12 months, say? Smash a yes in the live chat. Actually, smash a 7. Smash a 7 in the live chat if you would like to see Cristiano Ronaldo come back to United. Smash a 69 in there if you didn't want to see United back ever. Thank you, Shazad Ahmed. He smashes the 7. Gandhi with the 7. Mensley with the CR7. Niall Hickman says prime penalty or prime CR7. I mean, they're both just unbelievable, aren't they? MBE Paul Rashford with the 7. Matthew Adate with the 7. I mean, look at that, guys. Look at that, guys. It's just definitive, isn't it? Every single United fan would worship the ground Cristiano Ronaldo walked on if he came back to Manchester United. We all love him. We all want him. He's one of the most gifted players we've ever seen play in the red of Manchester United. So I don't think it's really... Look at that. I mean, look, there's a couple of 69s. Feel Good and Ashley Bell. They're not feeling Cristiano Ronaldo back. Maybe they just think he's a bit too old. But anyway, let me just get into the news, guys. Where this has all come from. Where has this all come from? So... There's a couple of different rumours and different sources that are floating around right now. It's reported today that United put Cristiano Ronaldo transfer offer to George Mendes. It's the rumour that's going around at the moment, and it reported in El Gráfico in Argentina, saying that United have already pitched a stunning return for Cristiano Ronaldo to his agent George Mendes. It's reported Juventus could actually look to sell Ronaldo in the summertime as they look to balance the books in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, with the Portuguese legend their most valuable asset. So you think about Ronaldo, you think about how much they paid for him. Was it £80 million for an aging player? Turns out to be a bargain, really, because he's a commercial entity. They've raised their profile just from having a player like Ronaldo at the club. He's that big. So he's done great stuff for them as well. You know, he scored a heck of a lot of goals. It's been a fantastic bit of business by Juventus. But certainly there comes a point where they have to look to cash in. He's on, what is he on? 500,600,000 a week? I don't even know. A ridiculous amount of money. And he's just getting older and older and older and older, and his value as an asset is diminishing overnight. I mean, I'm on Transfer Market right now, and they've got a valuation of Cristiano Ronaldo right now as of August 25th, 2020, so a little while ago, is of £54 million. £54 million is what his valuation is at. I guess they're factoring in the fact that a couple of seasons ago he signed for Juventus for 80. He's diminished a little bit in terms of age. He's getting older, obviously, and he's probably not got long left at the top of this game at all. But one thing that fills me with a little bit of positivity about the age of Ronaldo, because you could quite easily ask or say, well, he's too old. Why do we want somebody that's going to be in the retirement home very, very soon? You know, he's not the player he once was. He's too old. Well, even Ronaldo, at 80% of the player that he was at his peak, is still one of the best players that we can have, really, I think, because he's that damn good. But in terms of what he can still offer, he's such a professional. He's so physically gifted. He's such a specimen of a man, isn't he? I mean, he doesn't get injured much. He always looks after himself. He seems to be just naturally physically fit, but also he works ridiculously hard at his physical fitness as well. Like, he is one of the most dedicated and professional players that I've ever seen over the years of watching football. You know, you never really hear about Ronaldo going out on a bender or see a picture of him having a cigarette or... No, he's proper on the ball. He's doing training after training. He's doing personal training after training. You know, this is the sort of guy we're talking about here. So he's fully committed and fully dedicated. And I personally think somebody like Ronaldo, with his physique and his record and his intelligence and the way he's adapted his game as well, from being that winger, that marauding winger, to being that, you know, that striker now, I think that he could probably play on until he's bloody 40. I really do. I think he could probably play on at the top level. Okay, maybe not top level, but damn top level leagues and stuff like that until he's 40. No worries at all. He's still going to score you a shit ton of goals. His technique's not going anywhere anytime soon. When it comes to smashing the ball in, when it comes to finishing, when it comes to striking, all that sort of stuff, he's just absolutely in a league of his own. So I don't think any of that's going anywhere overnight. Now, you can argue maybe injury concerns would come into it. As you get older, there's more stress on the body. There's more injuries that come up and pop up. And he's done his knee, he's pulled a hammy. You know, these sorts of things happen. You probably will have to manage him a little bit more and a little bit more cautiously in the latter part of his career, because he is going to pick up injuries, or potentially more so than he would have done, and he's just going to not be as physically fit or in top condition as he would have done as a 25-year-old player. That's just how it is. But sports science has made a ridiculous breakthrough. You look at players like Zlatan Ibrahimovic at AC Milan and see him scoring goals, and he's even 3 years older than Ronaldo. And you look at Ibrahimovic when he was at United at 34, tearing up the Premier League. Come on, you know Cristiano Ronaldo's still capable of doing it for us. So look, I'm really excited about this news, if that's what you want to call it. It's not really news because there's nothing concrete at the moment, but this rumour, because I just want it to happen so much. I've been wanting it to happen since 2009. You know, I've been wanting to come back and play for United since he's left. I've been waiting for the day, hoping it would happen, and unfortunately it just hasn't as of yet. But now just might be the right time. We're crying out for a talisman. You know the Glazers like a deal. We've got a want-away player in Paul Pogba, which I think might be quite an interesting little bargaining chip when you've got Paul Pogba there. And if you're Juventus, if you're offered Paul Pogba back in exchange, or not even an exchange, but almost like you do business with us for this player, and we'll do business with you for this player type situation, and cut everyone else out, then when you have that situation, then it becomes very appealing to a club like Juventus, who they're basically looking to cash in or would be thinking about cashing in simply because of the amount of money that they're paying him. He will be diminishing over the years. He is a massive profile icon for them, but they could get somebody in Paul Pogba who's many years younger, who's still going to have that same profile, that same impact for them even, because if you look at the impact Pogba had at Juventus while he was there, it was undeniable. So he's still going to be a great player for them. And this is why I just wanted to mention Paul Pogba very quickly, because there's loads of talk about Paul Pogba wanting away. There's loads of talk about, the France manager yesterday came out and said, oh, Pogba's unhappy. Pogba shouldn't be coming, should be playing in a different position. Or, he can't be happy with his plight at United, not playing many games and not challenging for things and that kind of stuff. And that's the situation that his agent sort of painted in the past. And Pogba said himself recently he'd be interested in signing for a club like Real Madrid. And so when you factor all those things in, it maybe looks like Pogba could be used as a bargaining tip going out the other way. So I just want to have a little vote now, lads and lasses. If you had to just do a straight swap, bear in mind, Ronaldo's like 7 years older than Pogba. So in terms of longevity, it's not even close. You're going to get more longevity out of Pogba. Absolutely. But in terms of valuation, there's probably not that much in it. I would say Pogba's worth about 60 now, and Ronaldo's probably worth, about the same. Maybe even more because of just the profile of who he is, even at 35, and what he can still do. So I think in terms of a straight swap deal, there's something that could be said there. So what would you do, guys, if you could swap Paul Pogba for Cristiano Ronaldo right now? Would you do it? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you would swap Paul Pogba for Cristiano Ronaldo right now. MBE Paul Rashford, he comments and he says, Ronaldo is 13 goals away from becoming the most any football has scored. Are you serious? What about Pele? What about Pele and his ridiculous record of a million goals or whatever it was? Hey, Kayam says Pogba swap deal for Ronaldo, question mark. Absolutely. Look at all these ones coming in the live chat. So, some people say duh there. Look at that. Primot says duh. How you doing, Primot? But the thing is, though, we say duh, but actually, this makes perfect sense from a Juventus point of view. Like, United are getting a great deal. We'd be getting our hero back. We'd be getting somebody that could sell shirts and move the needle in terms of interest. How many more eyes are you going to have on United's games watching around the world just by having Cristiano Ronaldo in your team? Because I'll tell you now, when you get a big player that has a big following like Cristiano Ronaldo go to a different team, you get millions and more new eyes on you, which only leads to more revenue. And this is what the Glazers care about as well. And certainly when you look at Wayne Rooney when he went to MLS, or David Beckham when he went to MLS, it's like I actually found myself watching LA Galaxy games or watching an odd game of DC United if I could find it, just to see how Wayne Rooney's getting on. You know, which I would have no interest in watching DC United if it wasn't for Wayne Rooney playing for them. So that's the example that I'm talking about. Suddenly you get a shit ton of people who are Cristiano Ronaldo fans who want to see how Ronaldo's getting on. So they're watching United and they're fans of United then to a degree. So I think that it makes a heck of a lot of sense from a commercial point of view. They'd be able to milk Ronaldo for everything he's worth. They'd be able to generate so much ad revenue there. They'd be able to generate so much interest just by having Ronaldo at the club. It would be a fantastic commercial enterprise to go into for the Glazers, I think, to get Ronaldo back to the club. The only concern is obviously the massive amount of money that he'd have to be paid, which is an obscene amount of money. But maybe if Ronaldo understands, like, it's going to be a short-term deal, and maybe we'll have a look at that later, and it could be something that would make sense for Manchester United to do. Plus, he is going to get you goals, and he is obviously a fan favourite, and it's just going to give so much positivity to everyone around the club. I mean, just imagine if instead of Edinson Cavani, and I'm reasonably happy now we've got Edinson at the club, better having than not really this season, but just imagine if we'd have got Ronaldo instead of Sancho, and instead of Cavani, but it was Ronaldo who we got. Everyone would have absolutely mangasmed all over the place. Nobody would have been criticising Woodward and the Glazers and stuff for that, I don't think. Yeah, we could still do with a centre-back, but fucking hell, Ronaldo. You know, so it's a win-win situation for everybody involved. And then for Cristiano Ronaldo, from a playing point of view, he gets to come back to a club that he's played at for years, a club that he loves, a club that he supposedly loved anyway, but he did leave us for Real Madrid. That was his dream. Fair play to him. He's got to live that dream and live that out to the fullest possibility that he could, I would suggest. So I'm sure he would be up for coming back to United. I mean, that's what this article here is talking about. So what Cristiano Ronaldo has said about Man United boss Solskjaer with return tempting. So it's understood that Cristiano Ronaldo is said to be tempted by a return to Manchester United next summer. So this is already sort of coming out. Cristiano Ronaldo is said to be tempted by a return to Manchester United, where he first broke onto the scene. But what does the Portuguese superstar think of manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Juventus ace Cristiano Ronaldo has revealed his admiration for United boss Solskjaer ahead of a potential return to Old Trafford. Fox America journalist Christian Martin has claimed that the Portugal forward is considering moving back to Manchester as he nears the end of his career. It's thought that the club and the player are both open to the idea of a move. Martin tweeted, "Our sources in Manchester and Porto confirmed that Manchester United tempted Cristiano Ronaldo with a return to the club for next season." So we're just laying the foundations here. We're just putting out the feeders effectively. We're trying to find out if it's something that Ronaldo would entertain. And we understood that maybe he would entertain it, guys. So come on, I hope that this happens. This would make my year, to be honest with you. I know it's not going to happen until next summer, but that would make my bloody year if we got Cristiano Ronaldo back in a red shirt. I mean, come on, can you just imagine Ronaldo in a red shirt again, scoring those goals in Old Trafford and doing that celebration and shit like that? It'd be freaking epic. So I really hope that it happens anyway. I really hope that it happens. And we need some firepower. We need some quality up there, guys. So then, let's also talk about why Juventus would actually want to sell him. I started to touch on that, but let's get into it a little bit. You have to understand that they are paying him a heck of a lot of money. He's 35 years old. And, you know, he is scoring goals regularly for Juventus, to be fair. But maybe you could say, if you look at his numbers compared to just 5 years ago, maybe he has diminished a little bit in terms of the amount of goals that he's scoring per game. But considering he scored 31 and 33 or whatever it was last year, I'd say he's not really slowing down that much. But look, the facts are, so there's reported in Bianca, some Italian newspaper, that Juventus are concerned about the financial implications of the aging forward's gargantuan contract. So he's on a huge amount of money, and they're actually counting or relying on a team from England or Spain or somewhere else to come in and take Cristiano Ronaldo off their hands within the next year, because they're just burning through money under this COVID-19 pandemic situation. And so for them, maybe it does make sense to cut their losses with Cristiano Ronaldo, get somebody, even though he's a great player, he's still a fortune in terms of amount of money that you have to pay out each week. And if they can go and replace him with somebody else that's going to get maybe 80 or 90% of the goals, but for, a lot less money per week, then maybe that does make a lot more financial sense for them, considering they purchased him before any of this business went down. And then obviously the COVID-19 pandemics happened. Maybe they do have to cash in. So maybe they would be interested in selling him to United for 50 or 60 million pounds, or like I say, even doing a swap with Paul Pogba. All of a sudden, if they swap with Paul Pogba, Juventus fans are ridiculously happy. They've got a star player that they love already. He's an international star, so it's like another Ronaldo. Maybe obviously not quite the same level, and he's nowhere near as good as Ronaldo, but they've still got another big mega star worldwide. The fans would love it. The club's not going to lose much in terms of the sort of commercial aspect there, I think, because Pogba's got a ridiculous, massive following of his own. He generates a lot of interest, and he would actually do really well for them out there on the pitch, as proven, or at least as suggested by his previous spell at Juventus. So you think about that, it's a huge amount of money they're paying him every single week, 600k, 700k. I don't even know the exact figure, but it's a ridiculous amount of money that they're paying him every single week. And his contract ends at the end of the 21-22 campaign. And, look, each year's going by. He's getting older and older. Will he be diminishing by the month? It's possible. When you get to that sort of age, it's difficult to keep it going. But for the reasons, like I said, with his professionalism and his physique, I still think he's going to be a great player. But there you go. There you go. It's understood that Juventus might want to try and get rid of Ronaldo just simply because of the financial implications that he has on the club. Fabrizio Romano from the Here We Go podcast came out earlier and said that there's nothing in it advanced from Manchester United or PSG for Cristiano Ronaldo. So this is another team that is being touted as being interested in Cristiano Ronaldo. By the way, guys, sorry that I just want to spew out all my information here, say my piece, and then I am going to duck in and see exactly what you guys think. I really want to hear from you guys. I'm not ignoring you guys. Man United Superfan Greenman says Pogba out, Ronnie in. Yes, lad. I think that would be the best case for us to do as well. Hello, Kirstine Gray, Niall Hickman, Uncle Rubbish, Fire Up, Men's League, Sir England, Gungshi, you bloody legend. What's going on? He says, Tsoo! Bring back Cristiano. Legends, Mr. JG84, James Lindsay. Okay, let's get into the rest of it then, guys, and then I will get into your comment section. But there's over 100 of you guys tuning in. Do us a massive favour, smash that thumbs up button on the video, give it a little like if you haven't done so. That'll give us a boost on YouTube, and give it a share if you can on social media as well. Thanks very much. Okay then, so other clubs that are interested in Cristiano Ronaldo that could be potential suitors for Ronaldo? Well, there's not that many of them really. PSG are obviously one of the main clubs that are being talked about here. Would that be of interest to Ronaldo? I personally think it would be, yeah, I do. Look, Ronaldo's quite a cosmopolitan fellow, He likes the finer things, I think, He's come from humble beginnings. He's worked for everything he's got, this lad. But I think he does like Madrid. He does like the cosmopolitan idea of maybe living in Paris. That's just a hunch. I don't know if that's true or not. But I think he might like that. And also that they're going to challenge for everything. He can go on and be he can set himself apart from Lionel Messi even a little bit more, can't he? Because nobody can deny Messi's abilities and his achievements and his qualities, but he's done it at the same club, in the same setting, in the same league all of his life. Whereas Ronaldo's obviously starting in Portugal, came to England, successful, went to Spain, successful, gone to Italy, successful. If he went to PSG, he'd absolutely win things. He'd absolutely win the French league. He'd win the French domestic cup. He'd probably get into the latter parts of the Champions League, just as likely to win it really as Juventus. So is that a possibility for Ronaldo to want to go there? I do think it is. And look, maybe there's that old thing about not opening up old wounds or whatever. He's got this legacy at Manchester United. Maybe it wouldn't make the wisest move to actually go to Manchester United, because we are in a period of struggling transition. And if ever there was a time where Ronaldo might struggle, it might be in this United side. I still think he's good enough and too much of a character and a leader. He would drag this United side forward, I think. But still, you never know. It could actually happen that if things are going quite badly for United, Ronaldo stop scoring no goals at United, and that's going to impact him, and it's not going to be a good way for him to end. So if I'm his agent, if I'm looking at Ronaldo's career objectively and not talking about loyalties, or not talking about, if I'm just looking at money, where can I go and get paid the money, and where can I go and play, and where can I go and get silverware, and where can I add to my legacy, I would be strongly considering the French league. Not because it's a good league. Nobody really cares about the French league. Let's be honest now. Sorry, any Frenchies in here, but it's true. It's a farmers' league. It's a joke of a league. But they do have a couple of good teams. One really. PSG win it every year. And if he went and played for PSG, he would add to that legacy. He would add to that legacy of being played in all these different leagues and winning a whole bunch of different trophies. So you couldn't really deny his CV if he went to PSG and started winning trophies in that league too. What is more legendary for me, though, personally, what's more legendary for me would be if he came to the Premier League, kind of like Zlatan Ibrahimovic did. There was always that discussion, oh yeah, Zlatan's this great player. Can he do it in the Premier League, though? Could he do it in the Premier League on a cold, wet, rainy night, Thursday night in Stoke or whatever the bloody hell the expression was? I missed that expression. It's a shame Stoke aren't in the Premier League anymore. But anyway, just because we've missed that expression. But either way, I would definitely think that, you know, if you look at Zlatan Ibrahimovic's impact that he had at the club while he was here, you could have doubted him. You could have said, oh, he's not going to do it in the Premier League. But he came here and he proved everyone wrong. And he fired us loads of goals. And he was one of our talismanic players. And he was a leader for us during a time of absolute anguish at the football club. And he silenced all those doubters. He showed what a great player is. And guess what? He's 38 years old, still doing it over in Serie A. So you can't deny that some people just have more longevity in the game, whether it's Giggsy playing till he's 40, whether it's Stanley Matthews playing till he's 50. Well, Ronaldo and Ibra and these guys, they're more likely to play on until their later years, I think, because of their physicality, because of their physiques, their natural fitness just seems to be of a much higher level than a lot of other people. Certainly their professionalism, how they look after themselves, their longevity is also down to that too. You think about how professional they are off the pitch and what they do and what they do to take care of their bodies. And I think that that's a big factor too. And sports science has come on a long way as well. But it wasn't that long ago. You know, Giggsy, Teddy Sheringham, these guys, they played until they're 40. So Ronaldo, I think, could definitely play until he's 40 because he's got that technique, he's got that intelligence. He's still going to be a goal-scoring fiend. I'll tell you what is funny, though. Troy Deeney came out today, yeah, and he said... He said that Wolves should go for Cristiano Ronaldo. He said that's the kind of player that they need. Anyway, he was talking about in regards, he says you got Gareth Bale at Tottenham and stuff. He said you're going to get the same with Ronaldo if they had him at Manchester United. But he said what Wolverhampton Wanderers really would need was... would be awesome if they got Cristiano. I guess it's because they've got that Portuguese vibe. Every single player at Wolves is from Portugal. But Troy Deeney, has he been smoking the old crack pipe or something here? What's going on with that suggestion? Can you imagine if Wolverhampton Wanderers announced that they'd signed Cristiano Ronaldo? That would be ridiculous. Anyway, okay, and then also, look, Duncan Castle's on the Transfer Podcast commented and gave his perspective on the Cristiano Ronaldo transfer, the possibility of it, and he said, I wouldn't rule it out on the perspective of Ronaldo wanting to come back. So this is the thing we're going to talk about quickly. Does Ronaldo actually want to come back to United? Yes, I think so. He had a great time at the club. Like I say, he might favour a more cosmopolitan city, to be fair. You know, he's in Turin, he's been at Madrid, maybe he would like PSG, Paris, you know, but he's been in Manchester, he knows Manchester. Manchester United as a fan base has shown nothing but love and admiration for Cristiano Ronaldo. We hold him in about as high a regard as anybody can hold anybody as a player, really. And considering he was here and he left us for somebody else during his prime, like, that goes to show you just what love that we actually had for him, because we would be usually quite pissed off about losing a player, them choosing a different football club over us in their years. And I'm sure a lot of fans were, but at the same time, you've got to just appreciate his impact that he had under Sir Alex Ferguson while he was here. And the 6 years of great service that we got out of the lad, you know, and the fact that he did win the Ballon d'Or while he was here. He did win the Champions League while he was here. So he was a major impact. He had a major impact in that United side's success while he was here. And so United fans just absolutely love him. We'd all love to have him back. And I think he would want to come back. It's like, I remember when he came back and played against us with Real Madrid. You know, all the fans, they gave him a standing ovation during the lineup. You know, everyone loved him. Everyone loved Ronaldo. He scored against us and he refused to celebrate. I remember the first time he came back. And he's just got pure respect and love for Manchester United. He's always loved and talked so highly about Sir Alex Ferguson, working with him under the years. He's supposed to have come out recently and praised Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So look, I think Ronaldo, I wouldn't rule it out, is all I'm saying. I think he's got the interest. It must be on the back burner for him. It was his fairy tale time at United. This was the period of time in his career that sort of forged him. When he came to England, he was a young, wet behind the ears, 17, 18-year-old lad. And he literally just was moulded by Sir Alex, and of course he had the natural talent and the determination and the focus to also do it himself. You've got to have that too. It's not just about being guided, but he was created and forged by this football club, really, which turned him into what he was, which is the best player in the world. So I think he's got a lot of love and respect and admiration for United, and I wouldn't rule it out. I would imagine if I was Ronaldo, I would want to go to Manchester United. If the offer was on the table, he's had a couple of years in Serie A, he's been there, he's done that, he's bought the t-shirt, he's got a little bit of spaghetti carbonara down it, and now it's time for a new challenge. And even though it's an old challenge, it's still a new challenge. In fact, it's a bigger challenge than he ever had at Manchester United, because he's got to go into a team that is not really firing on all cylinders. Even if we finish well at the end of the season, and we're talking about in the summer, it's unlikely we'll be challenging for things immediately. So his job would be to come in and lead this United side to try and get us back up there to those winning ways. He would have to be that leader, that talisman for us, that goal scorer for us. So it's a big challenge for him. I think if he wants a challenge at this stage of a career, then there's no bigger challenge than coming back to Manchester United right now, because we're going to give him everything he needs, hopefully the Champions League football, but everything he needs. And also it's a big challenge for him, and it's a personal challenge for him. Like, he probably looks at the league table over the last 5, 6, 7 years after Fergie left the United, and he's got to feel a little bit saddened with how Manchester United have been doing over the years. I know we picked up a couple of trophies here and there, but we've had a shit 7 years, and Ronaldo's obviously been at Real Madrid winning stuff. He still loves United. He still follows United and looks for United on the scores and results when it's on. I'm sure he bloody does. So the fact that that we haven't been doing well, it probably, he probably knows about it. He's probably not too happy about it, I'd imagine. If you look at Patrice Evra, and you look at how Patrice Evra feels about United, and how depressed he gets when United do bad, and how connected he is still with the club, I mean, I'm not sure if Ronaldo's going to have that level, because he's since played for Real Madrid and Juventus, but I'm still sure he's got an affinity and a love for United. I'm sure from a challenge point of view, he would quite like the challenge of getting United back to where we should be. Okay then, guys. Right, let's get into your comment section then. Sorry for my late night ramblings here. I've been rambling on and on and on and on, haven't I? Do us a favour, everyone. There's over 150 of you guys tuning in. Smash the thumbs up button. Leave a little thumbs up on the video. That would help us out. And get your thoughts and opinions in on anything that we've discussed in this video right now then. Gunshi, are you okay, mate? How's it going there, Gunshi, lad? Extreme Gameplay says, is it true Ronaldo to United? Well, look, there's nothing concrete at the moment. There's nothing concrete, but it's understood. I mean, it's been reported by various sources that United have actually already tabled an offer. But I think that would be ridiculous, because it's not supposed to be until the summer. So I think what's more likely is United have maybe put the feelers out there to see if it's possible that they'd be even interested in dealing with Manchester United for this deal, and maybe to put the feelers out to see whether Cristiano Ronaldo would actually have the personal interest to come back and play for Manchester United. So that's the stage that we're at the moment. They're just at the stage where it's understood United are interested. It's understood United are maybe making the initial contact, or they're making the initial connections that they need to. It's understood that George Mendes was contacted by Manchester United in regards to looking at a deal for Ronaldo. So that's what's being reported. Whether or not that's gospel, whether or not that's true, I mean, look, take it with a pinch of salt. We know how all this stuff works. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's bollocks. Most of the time it's bollocks, in fact. So let's just see and wait and see what happens. But I'm hopeful that Ronaldo would want to come back to United. And I'm even more hopeful that our shite board and owners and these tossers that we've got at the top of this club running our football club would even entertain the possibility of bringing Ronaldo back. Because let's be honest now, it's not going to come cheap. You might be able to get Paul Pogba off the books, though, and send him in the opposite direction to Juventus. That saves you 300 grand a week right there. It also pays for Cristiano Ronaldo effectively, because they're going to be similar valuations, really. So it pays for Cristiano Ronaldo. So all you've got to do then is come up with the weekly wage, which, I don't know, for 35, 36-year-old Ronaldo, what are you paying him? I mean, if he's on 600 grand a week, do you pay him 600 grand? It's a shit ton of money to pay anybody. But with Ronaldo, what you have to factor in, it will be a short-term contract, and there's that commercial entity. He's a commercial entity. You are not just going to spend that money and not get anything back from it. You are going to generate so much interest from having Cristiano Ronaldo in a red shirt playing for you that's going to offset a lot of that initial cost. In fact, it might even pay for it all. When you factor in all the shirt sales, the extra I don't know, subscription from people wanting to watch the games and the highlights around the world, and the extra TV package money or whatever the bloody hell that comes in, because I don't really know. But either way, there'd definitely be lots of revenue streams for United having Ronaldo in the club that will be boosted. So it's a no-brainer for me. If it was down to me, I'd absolutely get him in. Unfortunately, it's not down to me. It's down to those shithouse Glazers and that potato-headed Pratt Woodward. Mr. Tunney says, hi, Piggy, FIFA tonight, Captain. You know this, my son. You know this. You know this. Van Wilson comments, why wait until next summer? Get him in January and get rid of Pogba. If we wait, there may not be any Champions League for us to entice him. That's such a great comment, Van Wilson, and I agree with you entirely. Like, that's obviously going to be a factor. You're so right. Like, if it got into the summer situation where United were in the market for Cristiano Ronaldo, and we didn't have Champions League football to offer him, yet somebody like PSG were also in the market for him, and they can offer him Champions League football, and they can offer him a domestic trophy every single year without question, then you would think that he would end up, well, I don't know. I mean, he loves United, but you got to look. You got to look at it. It's got to be an apples for apples situation, in my opinion. And if United didn't have Champions League football, you're right, mate. It's only going to affect the possibility. So me personally, I would do the same as you, Van Wilson. I would go and get him in January. Absolutely, I would. I'd get rid of Pogba in January, and that is the one big bargaining chip that United have right now that makes this deal all the more possible, to be fair. It's perfect. Paul Pogba used to play for Juventus. He was a match winner for them. He made his name there. That's why we spent him £89 million getting him back in the club. He was brilliant for them. Their fans loved him. He's still young. He would still be a massive commercial entity for them. The fans would still love him. So from Juventus' point of view, it makes perfect sense to want Paul Pogba back at the club. And from Pogba's point of view, it makes sense to want to go to Juventus again. It's familiar surroundings. He's going to get that admiration that he had when he was there. People talking about him like he was the best player in the world when he was at Juventus. And you know, he's going to get that opportunity to win things, play in a great team, have a bit more time on the ball. Because I don't think his style really suits the Premier League. He's too much of a dawdling fanny. You know, he fannies on the ball, he dawdles on the ball, he fannies around. And I think in Serie A, he gets a little bit more time and space on the ball to be a fanny. But you can't be a fanny playing in the Premier League because you're just going to get squashed, guys. You're going to get caught up and you're going to get, it's too quick and physical in the Premier League for Paul Pogba. That's, I think, a big reason why he's just not done so well in the Premier League. So in Serie A, it would benefit his football, it would benefit his career. He'd probably win the title. He'd probably win, get in the Champions League and get to latter stages and stuff like that. Juventus is just a monolith, not a monolith. It's a megalith or whatever. It's a massive football club is what I'm saying. That's not what I meant to say, but it's a massive football club, and they're huge, and obviously they've got this massive following support, and they're always going to be up there challenging. So for Pogba, it makes perfect sense, and it makes perfect sense for Juventus to get him in and generate the cash and interest and fan adoration as well. So that's why it makes a lot of sense. That's why this Ronaldo deal is even feasible at all. Because we've got a massive bargaining chip in Paul Pogba that everything's perfect with that. He used to play for them. Everything's perfect. So it could just slot into place like they would want Pogba back. They're getting a younger player. They're getting rid of, I mean, on paper, if you actually look at the facts of it, would they be interested in swapping a player who used to play for them, who was a mega star and was quality for them, who's still only 28 or 27, or how old is Pogba now? He's still pretty damn young, isn't he? 27, is he? I don't even know. I've forgotten. But he's young. Compared to Cristiano Ronaldo, who's 35 and diminishing. On paper, it's like a no-brainer for Juventus. If United came knocking on your door with a 27-year-old world-class talent, a World Cup winner, and somebody that already done the business for you in the black and white stripes of Juventus, then you would take and swapping him for a 35-year-old player who's diminishing, you would definitely snap your hand off. So I think that's what United have got in our locker, is we've got a little bit of an X factor. We can maybe convince Juventus to sell him to us or swap him with us because we can do a bit of business with them and give them Paul Pogba. And it kills two birds with one stone. We get a talismanic leader, an icon of this football club back at the football club that's just going to give the fans so much joy and also improve us out there on the pitch because he's still one of the best players in the world even now at 35. And they're going to get somebody, that's younger and well, he's pretty good. Anthony White says, this is an Ed Woodward and Glazer signing. Hold on a sec, I've lost your comment now, mate. Sorry about that, dude. Damn it, guys, I've lost your comment. Sorry, I was paused on the comments, and then it was ages ago, and then it's just loaded up and gone right down to the bottom. I apologise, mate. But anyway, hey, we've got a super chat here from Super Chat Says. Thanks for the super chat. Super Chat says. Hey, thank you so much for the super chat there, Super Chat says. Super Chat says. Thanks for the super chat, Super Chat says. Appreciate you. Thank you very, very much for that one. Patrick O'Neill says, Cristiano will only come home if Ollie is in charge, Pig. I can't see him coming back if the wankers change the manager again. I think that's a massive factor in this story / rumour. Very great point, Patrick O'Neill there. You know, it's understood Ronaldo has a lot of admiration and love for Solskjaer. So I think you're right, Patrick O'Neill, to a degree. I mean, it depends on who the other manager was as well, to be fair. If United had another manager that Ronaldo was keen on working it with, then that would probably be the case. Dan Lake, yes, there will be FIFA tonight, my friend. Absolutely. Probably around about 11 p.m. we'll get going tonight, or 10:30 p.m., 11 p.m. So keep a lookout for that, everybody. Account CB comments, Ronnie would also go far in attracting talent to United. Currently, Woodward has less chance of attracting youth talent than Jimmy Savile. Oh, my goodness me, Account CB. Yes, mate, you're right there. You're right about that one, to be fair. Let's hope that Ed will fix it for us fans. Oh no, that was bad. But let's hope Ed will fix it and get us Ronaldo. That would be absolutely amazing if we did, because he's obviously, you know, he's everything to these football fans at Manchester United. He's everything, that guy. But yeah, you're so right as well in terms of bringing other players into the club, like having the ability to just, I don't know, go and sign a Neves or someone like that from Wolves or whoever, I don't know. It might increase your chances of doing that, or some of these other top players. He's just the biggest name player in the world. It doesn't get any bigger than Ronaldo. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he is the most followed footballer in the world. I believe he's the most followed in terms of social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. I believe Cristiano Ronaldo is the most followed footballer in the world, even way more than Lionel Messi. So, you know, that brings itself its own opportunities for the people like the Glazers, and it is a Glazers signing, as somebody mentioned earlier, because look, they're going to generate money from it. They can actually not spend that much on him either. When you factor in the Pogba deal, it's not like they're spending a ridiculous amount of money, because they're saving 300 grand a week from Pogba, if that's to happen anyway, and they're also getting rid of him. Hey Dawn, it's Ice Queen Gaming in the house. How are you getting on, Dawn? I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for getting in here. Dizzy Red Devil says, do not change the manager. Absolutely agree with you, Dizzy Red Devil, mate. Why the hell would we? It's quite laughable. I mean, look, okay, we have had a shit start. I can't deny the start to the season has been shit. But why would you change a manager when, if we win our game in hand, we're 5 points off of first place? Is that panic stations time? It's not, is it, guys? 5 points off of first place if we win our game in hand. It's not time to panic. We're only 2 points behind that baldy twat Pep Guardiola, but nobody's calling for his head on a plate. Yeah, everybody's saying Solskjaer's doing a shit job. Pep Guardiola spent hundreds of millions on defenders like they're going out of fashion. They can't defend. You know, they're 12th at the moment, guys. So it's kind of sickening to me that there's people so on the Ollie out train already. But anyway, enough of that. This isn't about Ollie out or Ollie in. I'm Ollie in until the end of the season regardless anyway. I want to see how he gets on. I think he needs a bit of time. I'm going to judge him at the end of the season like I did last year, not at the start. Hey, Power Strike. How's it going, Power Strike? He says, is it weird that I'm a City fan and I like your channel? No, mate. It just shows you've got good taste, my son. At least not in football clubs, but other parts of your life. That's good. Rushmano says, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Rushmano. Yes, if you are new to this channel, smash that subscribe button. We do daily United news videos and also playing a lot of FIFA at the moment as well, which we're doing late night. So smash that subscribe button if you're new. Smash the thumbs up on the video as well. And get involved with this awesome community. Have your say. You know, we want to hear from you. This is what this live chat's all about. This is why we've got the live chat on the video here. It's so we can have a live chat. So get in and have a chat. Gunshi says, Ed will fix it. Oh, no. Kirsten Gray says, hello. Cavani might be an ultimate team soon, by the way. He'll be 84 rated, Pops. That's pretty good. I'm looking forward to playing with Cavani on there then. He'll probably be shit. Primot says, sub 90 points winning the title this season. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I think most of the teams are looking a bit ropey. Even if you look at the top of the table there on 18 points, it's like there's been a couple of bad results. A lot of teams, even Liverpool, have conceded a lot of goals so far this season. Gungshi says, United often start the league a bit dodgy. So true, we did it last year too, but we finished on strong, didn't we? Lynette Giggs, how's it going, Lynette Giggs? Great to see you. She comments and says, I would not mind Ronaldo coming back. No, I agree with you, Lynette. I think we'd be getting ourselves a great side and a great player there. Billy G says, Ollie, stay. He needs time. Get in there, my son. Cameron Ketch, how's it going? He says, I'm late. What is the source on this? So the source on it, there's a couple of sources. So the first source here, Manchester Evening News reported at 11:46 today, United put Cristiano Ronaldo transfer offer to George Mendes. And they say that the initial report was made by El Gráfico in Argentina. They say that United have already pitched a stunning return for Cristiano Ronaldo to his agent, George Mendes. So at this stage, it's just about what's been reported is that the initial interest or the initial sort of conversation about whether Ronaldo would even be interested in signing for Manchester United has been had. That is what we understand. But look, like I said, this is, there's lots of sources, there's lots of people reporting this, but we don't actually know the legitimacy of this. We know how a lot of this stuff works. Often, this isn't even the case. But we're talking about it, guys, because that is the major news of the day. Ronaldo to Manchester United. There's also some talk about PSG being interested in him. And that kind of makes a bit of sense because this is Moneybank's PSG we're talking about here. If anybody can afford him, it's going to be them. They also can offer him something which maybe United can't in a year's time, which is Champions League football and winning trophies, winning titles. They're going to win their own domestic league every single year. So that's also reasonable. It's a reasonable possibility to say. And it's also understood that Cristiano Ronaldo has said about Man United boss, that he thinks that he holds Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in a high regard, basically. And that he might be tempted by a move to Old Trafford. This was reported by Fox America journalist Christian Martin. So, again, take it with a pinch of salt. But there we are, guys. So that's basically the situation. There's a couple of other little bits of transfer news, which I'll just mention very quickly. And it's just that Fabrizio Romano announced that Milan star was never close to joining Man United as contract renewal awaits in regards to Hakan Calhanoglu, who's supposed to be on United's agenda. That might be something that's coming to fruition, but apparently he was not that close to joining in the summer, as some reports suggested. Also, Fabrizio Romano on Amad Diallo Traore, who's signed in for Manchester United in January. He says Amad Traore's jersey number will be 19 or 79. He's very happy. He's ready to move to England. So a lot of I'm really looking forward to seeing how this Amad Diallo Traore does, because if you actually look at the clips of him in an Atalanta shirt, he looks unbelievable. We'll see. He's not played that many first-team games and stuff like that. But hopefully he's going to be a good talent for us when he does come in January, which is not too far away now. So then, have your say in the comment section, everyone. What do you think about Ronaldo to Manchester United? Nick Achilleos says, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Pig from Cyprus. Get in there, my son. Cali Spera, Nick Achilleos. Thank you for getting in here from Cyprus, my friend. I'm actually 1/4 Greek myself. Taco Lapel comments and says, Ronaldo versus Messi in Manchester derby. Messi on City, Ron on United. Oh my goodness, could you believe that? Because there was a lot of talk about Lionel Messi wanting to leave Barcelona in the summer this season, and Pep Guardiola and City were understood to be very interested in bringing him in. And again, City are one of the few handful of clubs that could afford a player like Lionel Messi. And it would make perfect sense for them to do it, because in terms of raising the profile of Man City, I mean, let's remember, they got no fans. They got no grand. If you want some, we'll give it you. Let's remember that they're not a huge club, really, Manchester City. They might generate a lot of money nowadays. They might generate a lot of money, but they're not a huge club around the world at all. But having a player like Lionel Messi would absolutely just do wonders for their profile around the globe, wouldn't it? Of course it would. Everyone's going to tune into Manchester City to see how Lionel Messi's getting on. So it would do wonders for their profile, and that's why they would want to be bringing him in. Plus, he's a great player, one of the world's best as well, and Pep Guardiola loves him. So if that happened, wouldn't that just be amazing? You got Jose and Pep and these guys in the Premier League, and you got Ronaldo and Messi in the Premier League. That's the dream, guys. I want to see Ronaldo in the Premier League. I want to see Messi in the Premier League, to be honest with you. The only way I'd want to see Messi in the Premier League, though, is if we see Ronaldo in the Premier League playing for United. Mohammed Mansour says, bring back CR7 back home. I agree, get in there. Oh yes, Hassan Akhtar says, let's all laugh at Liverpool's defensive crisis, guys. Let's get a laughy face emoji in there, because Van Dijk's out injured. I think I saw someone earlier saying Joe Gomez has broken his leg or something, guys. So I think it's fair to say that they are up shit creek with a shitty paddle right now. And we're going to see the fibre of Jurgen Klopp's being here, whether he's got those big old German cojones to keep this season together or not. I would say no. Because if you look at Liverpool's vulnerabilities over the last few years before Klopp got them into that well-oiled machine, it was obviously at the back. He's done a lot in terms of bringing players in. He's replaced that whole back line and brought players through. When you think about Alexander-Arnold and Robertson and Gomez and Van Dijk, you know, without that core there, without that back line, I think they're going to struggle, man. I think they're really going to struggle. Good stuff. Patrick O'Neill says, let's just go all out for Saul Niguez. We will be a different force, mate. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I would like to see Saul come in as well. I think he's a great player. But look, we should be getting him as well as Ronaldo. Ronaldo's a great deal because it's such a great big commercial entity that's going to generate a shit ton of money that that you can spend a good amount on weekly wages on him. Plus, if you swapped him for Paul Pogba, there's not even any deal to speak of up front, and you don't have to swap him for Paul Pogba. You could just buy Ronaldo and then they buy Pogba, but it's essentially a swap. So if you could do that deal, then it's not actually going to be as ridiculously financially costed as you might think, because if you look at the Sanchez deal, we had Sanchez on the books for 500k a week. I mean, you can't justify that. So Sanchez and Pogba or Cristiano Ronaldo and your pocket in a couple $100 grand. It's a no-brainer, isn't it, guys? So we can definitely afford it, even during this whole pandemic and stuff like that, especially if you get rid of a couple more players that still need to go at this football club. When players like Phil Jones are on 120 grand a week, or players like Jesse Lingard are on 100 grand a week, you can justify paying Ronaldo 600 grand a week. You really can. That's Ronaldo we're talking about. This isn't any old mug. This isn't some Alexis Sanchez, Bruno Mars wannabe mercenary prayer. This is actually the best player in the world, so you can justify it, in my opinion. Gunshi says, I've also heard a rumour that if Poch comes, he'll bring Dele Alli with him. Not so keen on that BS rumour. No, screw that. Hopefully that is just pure BS. I don't want to see Poch coming anywhere near the club right now. I'd hate it. He's not a winner. Patrick O'Neill says, let's just go all out. Oh, yeah, sorry, I read that one. Robert Jerzy says, I don't trust this news. Glazer's spewing some dream shit to hype things up. It's a good point, and to be fair, like, let's just talk about this and say this legitimately right now, just for anybody who's confused. This is not news. There is no there is no concrete offer by Manchester United for Saul, for Ronaldo, sorry. There is no concrete offer. There is no negotiations going on between the club right now. What has been reported is that Manchester United have made basically a provisionary inquiry, really, to George Mendes in regards to the possibility of Ronaldo being interested in coming back to Manchester United. So that's where we're at the moment with this. So there's no wheels in motion as far as we know about, certainly not, you know, anything public being made aware by either club. So that's the situation, you know. You obviously got to keep your cards quite close to your chest when you're dealing with these transfer dealings and stuff between the clubs, but yeah, that's as it is right now. There's nothing major to report other than the fact that it's on the table, other than the fact that it's understood United are interested. It's understood United have made an inquiry to see if Ronaldo would be interested in coming back. And it's understood that Ronaldo would be interested in coming back. So that's all we actually know at the moment. Nice one. Kabaki HD comments, Bruno and Ronaldo and Ollie will still pick Harry as our captain. Proper sacking himself. Can you imagine that? If we got Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes in the team, and he's selecting Slabby at the back as captain. That would be sickening. Pat Owen says, what's been said, Pig? I just got here. To be fair with you, Pat Owen, it's just in regards to Ronaldo coming to United. It's a possibility for the summer 2021. So in the summer, it's possible Juventus might want to cash in on a diminishing talent, somebody who will be 36 then, somebody who's getting on in terms of ages and in terms of maybe his goal scoring ability diminishing somewhat. And the fact that they're paying him huge amounts of money every single week, and it's a COVID pandemic year this year, which has obviously hit a lot of clubs for financial revenue. So Juventus, maybe they're looking to balance those books by getting rid of Cristiano Ronaldo. Also, Manchester United interested in bringing him in. Maybe there's that Paul Pogba opportunity to get him out the door and swap him with Juventus. So this is what's being reported at the moment, just the fact that United have an interest in bringing Cristiano Ronaldo back to Old Trafford. Draymax says, don't let that badge get to you, my guy. Calm down. Who are you talking about? Jacob says, I read that United have offered him a contract and that Juve are prepared to let him leave if he wants to. Well, this is a similar sort of thing to what I've read, but again, you don't know what's actually going on behind the scenes. I mean, the reports I've read have suggested that would be in the summer. So I find that a bit annoying. I think if there was legitimate reports about United actually already tabling an offer and Juventus being up for it, then it would be happening in January. So I don't really know if those reports are legitimate. You would think that Juventus would want to keep Ronaldo for the remainder of the season, definitely, until they can get somebody else in. But like I say, if you did put Pogba on the table, going back in the opposite direction, and he wanted to go, which he probably would, then it might just sweeten everything up for Juventus and actually make them do that deal earlier on. So I agree with the previous commenter earlier on in the video who said that we should try and get him in January, not in the summer. I totally agree with you as well. Ordinarily, I think there's no way that would happen, but because of the financial situation that Juventus probably find themselves in with the COVID pandemic, and also the fact that they're getting Paul Pogba ready-made straight away back in the opposite direction in January, would make them consider it. I really do. Michael Kennedy says Martial must be shitting it. True, man. I mean, can you imagine if you're Martial, you've got Cavani, you've got Greenwood coming through, biting at your heels, and you've got Ronaldo turns up. I mean, yeah, but the thing is with Martial, what I like about Martial is he is versatile. Like, we forget, but Martial can play. He can play on the wide right, wide left. You can play him striker as well, obviously. But so he still can get game time, and Ronaldo's not going to be here forever. Really, we're only going to get Ronaldo for 2 years max, I think. I can't see it being any more than a 2-year contract. Valkyrie says, wait, is this confirmed? Well, I mean, look, no, it's not. I mean, the only confirmation we got, it depends who you want to have a look at your sources are. I mean, Fabrizio Romano's come out today on his podcast and said there is nothing advanced from Manchester United or PSG for Cristiano Ronaldo. So neither United or PSG have anything advanced in terms of talks with them. Now, it also implicates that Manchester United are in some sort of discussion with Juventus about the signing of Ronaldo. So, you know, take it with a pinch of salt, lads and lasses, but it's looking like United has some serious interest in Ronaldo. And it's also looking like Ronaldo has some interest in coming back to Old Trafford, my sons and daughters. Come on, my son. Smash that like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Get your thoughts and opinions in. I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer and see what you guys have got to say for yourselves. And once again, shout out for tuning into the Flying Pig United YouTube channel. We do these daily news updates every day, pretty much, more or less. And certainly we'll be providing you with all the latest goings on with Manchester United in the lead up to the January transfer window, where we've got a lot of players that hopefully we're going to still see come in. We know we've got one player coming in Tiziano Traore, but let's hope that we've got somebody else coming in January as well. There's a couple of rumoured players that United are looking at the moment, one of which is Cristiano Ronaldo. Kabaki HD says possibility 17% of getting Ronaldo. We just got Cavani. True, but Cavani's only here on a short-term deal though. Igalo's going. Pogba potentially could be going. So I'm not too concerned about that one. I think that although we have got Cavani, I understand what you're saying there. If Ronaldo was available and we could get him, I think we could go and get him. Exclusive says the thought of Messi and CR7 possibly coming to the Prem is orgasmic. I totally agree with you. It would be a game changer, wouldn't it? It would just put so much interest on those games. The Manchester derby would all of a sudden become one of the biggest games in the world again, which it should be, but I don't think it has been the last couple of years just because of United slacking off a little bit in terms of being that much of a competitive side. Because I think, you know, El Clasico, certainly the El Clasicos when you had Ronaldo and Messi playing, those were some top draw games. You know, those were some serious games. And everybody around the world tuned into them. It used to be the case with the Manchester derby. I think it still is the case, to be fair, but it's just nowhere near as big as it would have been if Manchester United were a bigger, better club, I don't think, right now. And I know that sounds weird to say. Obviously, United, in my eyes, is the biggest club in the world. But you have to look at it from an objective point of view and say we haven't actually won the league for 7 years. So how can we even put ourselves in that category of being a top club right now? Of course, we're a top club. I'm not trying to shit on United, but I'm just saying we're not a top club in terms of achievements over the last 7 years. We're just not. We've been playing Europa League shit for a while. You know what I mean? Giannis Varaklas, what's going on? He comments, Pig, just to know Ronaldo's next year move to Orlando City FC MLS could be possible, according to Nani and Beckham. Really? Orlando City FC? Who the hell's that? You mean Miami FC? Or is there an Orlando as well? I don't bloody know, mate. But anyway, no, that's not going to happen. Surely Ronaldo wouldn't go to the bloody MLS. I don't know if they can even afford Ronaldo, could they? Alpha says, do you know when? Well, it's been reported that it could be in the summer of 2021. 2021. The summer of 21. So about 6 months' time. I would hope it would be in January, but it's reported that it would be around then. Liam Chambers says, hi, how's it going, Liam Chambers? What's going on? Patrick O'Neill says, come on, my son. Haha, love it. I don't think Marcio is the finished product. Imagine having Ronaldo and Cavani as his mentors. I think it's clever player growth and also for Greenwood too. Yeah, you're so right. I mean, those youngsters coming through there, especially Greenwood and players like that, they couldn't really do any better than learning from the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo or Cavani, really. They can't really do any better than that. So I think that's a very astute point you made there, my friend. I think it would only benefit the youngsters, even though they'd be coming in and effectively dislodging Martial from his starting spot. I think it would actually help him out. Yeah, Kirsten Gray says, by the way, in Ronaldo's celebration, he does the jump thing and says, "See" in Spanish, which is yes in English. Yeah, that'd be a bit crap if he'd said yes in English, though, wouldn't it? Imagine if he just jumped in front of the corner flag after scoring for United and went, "Yes!" It doesn't have the same, it doesn't have the same weight behind it. Gungshi says, "Pig, PayPal my porky pal." Oh, thank you so much for that there. Really appreciate you, really appreciate you. Rushmano says, "Upper Meccano link, Pig." Give me 2 seconds. Oh, yes, nice one, mate. Thank you very much, Rushmano, my transfer guru, you absolute legend. Almost forgot about that one. Gungshi, thank you so much, you bloody topped on. He's just sent me a PayPal over. And I can see the end of it already. This is what Gungshi's got to say on the matter. He says, "I would take Ronaldo back in a heartbeat just to see him back in a United shirt, even if it was only for a season or two. It would be a dream for us fans. Let's get Zlatan back while we're at it." Hey, thank you so much for that, Gungshi, mate. Really appreciate you, man. And yeah, exactly. It would be so good for us fans to see that. And if we could get Zlatan back too, I would want to do that too. Oh, thank you so much for that, Gungshi, you bloody legend. I hope you're doing okay today. How are you, mate? On a scale of 1 to 10. GNA TV with a super chat here says, "Not getting gassed, but imagine Fred and Bruno setting the ball to Ronaldo in games." That's another thing you'd have to factor in as well. United do have a little bit of a Portuguese element. Thank you so much for the super chat there, GNA TV, aka Realist AC. Really appreciate it, my man. But look, yeah, you have to factor in the possibility that United could actually entice him by having a player like Bruno Fernandes here. Bruno Fernandes is a big player for Manchester United. He's also a Portuguese lad. He also plays with Ronaldo in the Portuguese national team. That's only good. Those are only good reasons for Cristiano Ronaldo to join Manchester United again. So that's another little factor that we just haven't really talked about. You're so right. Just having Bruno there, I think, helps. Liman Isa, he says, "Yay to the Pig. Come on, United. Get Ronaldo for the fans, for the Pig. Get in there, Liman Isa. I hope so, dude. And thank you for getting involved always, mate. How long have you been watching this channel, Liman Isa? About 5 years? I don't know." Joseph Misko says, "Mr. P, can I ask, if porn theatre was a thing, would you attend?" No, Joseph Misko, what are you on about, mate? What a random question to ask me during this Cristiano Ronaldo news show, mate. Fair enough, though. If there was a porn theatre, would I attend? No, mate. To be honest with you, I like to do my jacking off alone, mate. Gonna be honest with you. Anyway, Alpha says, but you have a good left wing. Yeah, we got Rashford, but what about getting Cristiano up top as that proper number 9? Footy Talk says, "Pig, read back my comment." Oh no, where's that one? Pig, read my comment. Oh no. What, Pig, why would he go to France? We have croissants and pain au chocolat at Tesco's. Hey, it's a good point, my friend. Maybe he likes a little bit more of an authentic bakery sort of style pain au chocolat, though, my friend, But no, in all honesty, if you're comparing the cities, I mean, from Ronaldo's point of view, I don't know if he would like the idea of playing in Paris or somewhere like that more than Manchester. He's already played in Manchester. He seems to like a cosmopolitan vibe, does Ronaldo, That's just me from the outside looking in, making a judgment, really. But I think he would quite like living in Paris. I think it would suit him living in Paris. And, so that is a factor as well. Brandon United comments, "Yes, Pig, how's it going? Hope you're well. How's your back getting on?" My back's doing a lot better, really. It's still fooked, but, it's not causing me just complete nagging pain. It is hurting every now and then. I'm definitely going to get it sorted out. I think I'm going to get some medical attention on it at some point. Chiropractor or go to the doctors or something like that about it. But right now, it's getting a bit better, my friend. Gaming chair should hopefully be coming tomorrow as well. A.R. Dan says, "I'm glad he never celebrated when scoring against us. His heart is still here." I totally agree. When he first came back there and he scored that goal against us for Madrid, he didn't celebrate at all, man. So, yeah. Vincent, but would Cavani give up the number 7 for Yeah, I believe so. I think, Chris, isn't Cavani only here until summer 2021? When is Cavani's contract run out? I believe it ends like August 2021, doesn't it? Isn't it just for the season? Or is it until October 2021 or something like that, like a year from when he signed? I don't think it's any longer than a year. I could be wrong there, though. I could be wrong there. I've got a bad memory. Gungshi says, "Steady 6, Pig. Yeah, 6 out of 10. That's not too bad then, Gunshi. I'm glad you're feeling okay today, mate. That's not too shabby. Everybody stick a love heart in there for Gunshi, by the way, mate. But 6 out of 10, that's, you know, that's not bad, mate. I reckon I feel about 5 out of 10 right now. I'm melting. I've got a bit of a cold, bit of a sore throat. My back's crooked as a question mark. But no, I'm only joking, Gunshi. Obviously, yeah. Anyway, Mr. Disney Gaming, how's it going? Niall Hickman says, Pig, you are the GOAT. Dude, thank you very much, mate. I thought I was the piggy. Paul Foster says, yes, Piggy. Sim says he can retire in Paris. And that's another thing about Ronaldo. He could go there, win trophies, add to his legacy, do it in a different league. You know, it does make sense. Ronaldo to MLS does not make sense to me, though, Fire Up. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, I know you've seen some other big megastars at the end of their careers go to the MLS, Wayne Rooney being one of them, or David Beckham. But I just think Ronaldo's a little bit too ambitious for that. And I don't want to diss the MLS at all. But I think he's somebody who looks at legacy. And I don't think that going to play in the MLS gives him any legacy whatsoever. I don't think it adds to his legacy whatsoever. It might put all the American eyes and the American eyes on him, but you know, which is a big market and everything, but it doesn't really add to his legacy. Whereas going to PSG, having a couple of seasons there, winning the French title, that all adds to his legacy. Coming back to United and doing it again for United, that all adds to his legacy. But MLS doesn't really add to his legacy, in my opinion. Thank you so much, Gungshi, mate, and to you, my friend. Kirsten Gray says, what's your favourite word? Mine is twat. Yeah, that's up there for me. I'm going to have to say gashtastic. Teasdale CM says, how's it going, Pigger? It's not going bad, Teasdale CM. How are you getting on? Roger Cashwaker with the love heart as well. Thank you, Roger. CR7 staying with us, says RB Comps. I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. But yeah, you know, if you're a Juventus fan, surely you don't want to see him going anywhere. But what about this, RB Comps? If you could get Pogba back now, bear in mind Ronaldo's 35 and Pogba's, 7 years younger? And you would have him for all those years and a player who was great for you when he was there. Would you not want him? Would you not want Pogba instead of Ronaldo? Let me know. Because Ronaldo's realistically only going to do it for, maximum another 2 or 3 seasons, really. His contract runs out in a year or so. So thank you so much, Lynette Giggs. She says, Pig, you are doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much for that, Lynette. Really appreciate that. If you agree with Lynette, guys, please do us a favour and smash the like button on the video. That tells YouTube we're doing a good job. And also, give it a share on social media if you have not done so. That would help us out a lot and get the word out too. Thank you so much. Yeah, we do the Daily United videos here. So if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Roger Cashwaker, thank you very much. Unthuku Underlove, how's it going, Unthuku Underlove? He comments, hope you're having a good day. He comments, Ed Woodward can announce next Gash signing at 4 Seasons Landscaping, Pig. What, bro? I'm not too sure what you mean there, but yeah, he probably will, instead of getting a quality signing that we need, announce some sort of Gash signing. Shivam Cash Up says, do you think the top teams having so many fixtures have created enough chances for smaller teams to go on top? Interesting point, Shivam. I definitely think if you finish outside the top 8 and you're the 9th place team, you probably have a little bit easier job domestically that season because you can concentrate solely on the Premier League. So yes, in a way, I do agree with that, Shivam Kashyap. But these bigger clubs, you know, they're fighting for these major accolades. They're obviously bigger clubs, so they should be able to deal with that. They should have the strength in depth to be able to deal with these different competitions. So yes and no. Patrick O'Neill says, 3 dream signings next market, please, Pig. Interesting. Thank you, Patrick O'Neill. So my 3 dream signings, if there is such a thing, if I was allowed to make dream signings right now, I guess it would be Cristiano Ronaldo. Definitely, he would be a dream signing of mine. I do think Jadon Sancho would be a brilliant signing. I know he's not had a very good start to the Bundesliga, but I think there's other factors for that, like what happened at the end of the transfer window and stuff like that. And him wanting to come to United. I think if you got him, he'd be good for the next 12 years in that right-wing role, which we still need to address, in my opinion. I also think getting a central defensive midfielder in for us would be absolutely paramount. A lot of people like Saul, but me personally, if I'm making my dream signing, I'd actually get Wilfred Ndidi. I think 23, 24 years of age. He's already shown what he can do in the Premier League for Leicester. He's already physical. He's already very intelligent when it comes to winning the ball in the centre of the park, interceptions, block, you know, all the defensive aspects that you want from a central defensive midfielder he's got. So I would take him because I think he'd solve a lot of problems for Manchester United over the next 10 years. And then we need a centre-back. The centre-back position is absolutely paramount on improving. So I'd probably go for Upamecano. Which brings me on to my next point, Mr. Matty the Rushmeister Rushmano. Thank you so much, Matt Rush, for your help. He comments and he says, oh no, sorry, he just, don't worry. It's just in regards to this Article here, Manchester United have pledged their interest in making an exciting signing. Transfer will see big profit for the club. So Manchester United are ready to make a move for RB Leipzig defender Deo Upamecano next summer, but face stiff competition from Manchester City and Real Madrid. According to Sport Bild in Germany, who say that all three clubs have pledged their interest in the French defender. So it could be quite interesting to see. We understand he's got a release clause that comes into effect in the summer, somewhere in the region of 45 to 50 million euros. Manchester United would be interested in bringing him in. We saw him the other day when we beat RB Leipzig 5-0. But I do think he's a good player. I think he's had a great season, a great breakthrough year last year. And he's somebody that I would like to see Manchester United go and get. But, you know, what I'd more so rather like to do as well is just see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer play Tuanzebe. I really hope that Solskjaer plays Tuanzebe. Whenever we've seen him, he's looked good, so why don't we see more of him? You know, I want to see Tuanzebe play before we even need to see if we need another centre-back, which we do. But even if we really find out whether we do need a new centre-back, maybe Maguire and Tuanzebe could be that partnership that we've been missing, guys. I don't know. What do you guys think, guys? Let's have a little vote in the live chat. Just write the name Upamecano or write the name Tuanzebe. If you had to just put one of those players in Manchester United starting 11 tomorrow, who would it be actually? Would it be Upamecano or would it be Tuanzebe? Let me know what you guys think. GNA TV with a super chat here. Thank you so much, GNA TV. Comments. Fred is PTBR, both of them. Don't forget, he does link well with Bruno, two class players. I know Fred will leave his mark as a United midfielder. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I wasn't Fred's not Portuguese, though, is he? He's Portuguese-speaking. I know what you're saying, though. He's Brazilian. But, yeah, you're right. Portuguese-speaking players at United, that's only going to help Cristiano. But Ronaldo's just multilingual anyway. He's an absolute don. But, yes, you're right, dude. He does link up brilliantly. Fred allows players like Bruno to go and do their thing. And Fred has been a revelation this season. Again, he's one of our best performers and consistent performers this season. I'd rather have a Fred in there than a Pogba all day of the week, man, because you know what you're going to get. You're going to get heart, tenacity, and consistency. You know, not every time. Nobody's perfect. Even Bruno's had 2 really bad games this season already. But all of his other games have been good. That's consistency for you. So yeah, I do agree with you on that. Ahmed123 comments, yes, Pig, I don't think Ronaldo going to move to the UK now. Yeah, tricky times to be doing all this sorts of stuff. Maybe he'd have more opportunities to win things at a different league. So that is a very good point. CCR2971 says, Ronaldo too old, use money for Haaland. It's a good shout as well. You know, if we sold Pogba, we could potentially go and get Haaland. That's another good shout. Thomas Marley says, if Ronaldo came in, he should be captain. I would make him captain too, probably, yeah. He's a talismanic leader, so it makes sense to make him captain. I don't think Bruno Fernandes would have any issue with Cristiano Ronaldo being captain. He's been at this football club longer than he has, and you know what I mean? Even if it's just a recent coming back, he's still obviously a part of Manchester United's history. So I agree, I think Ronaldo would make the perfect captain for United, but Bruno also makes an ideal candidate for captain. Slabby Maguire, not so much. Man City 17 says, hi, how's it going there, Man City 17? RB Comp says, it's a tough decision. I would say no, just because Ronaldo still has a couple of years left in him. I wouldn't be opposed to the idea, though. So, yeah, obviously, RB Comp's Juventus fan. We just asked him whether or not he would take Pogba for Ronaldo in a straight swap, bearing in mind Ronaldo's old and Pogba's young. And he said, no, not really, because Ronaldo's still going to do the business for a couple of years. I don't blame you, to be honest, mate. Pogba's been shite, hasn't he? He might have been great for Juventus, but he's been shite for us. Joseph Misko says, Mr. P, if spicy croissants were a thing, would you try one? You bet your ass I would. US election in joke, says Gungshi. I'm lost. Draymax says, it doesn't matter who we sign. Our coaching staff is still incompetent. What people don't get. I mean, look, we've definitely shown an incompetence or a lack of quality out there in some games, but in other games, we've bossed it. What about that PSG game? You can't deny the coaching in the lead up to that game or during that game was anything short of perfect, really. That was the perfect way to go out about that and win that game. Same with that RB Leipzig game. So yes and no. Consistency is a problem. We're still showing examples of having great coaching because in some games we're absolutely doing amazing. What about that Everton game? You know, you can't say that we've got shit coaches. I think we just need to get that consistency into our game. And the coaches, yeah, okay, you know, we need to get, it needs to be better. I see what you're saying. It needs to be more consistent. Giannis Veracruz says, Bigger Dharma. I'd take Bigger Dharma Traore at the club. I really would. Poisonous Nut says, GGMU. What's going on, Poisonous Nut? Matty Cockburn says, sorry, join Nate. What's the news on Ronaldo? No worries, Matty Cockburn. Just that there's some interest for Manchester United in Ronaldo. It's understood that we made contact with George Mendes, his agent, to see if Ronaldo would be interested in coming. It's also understood Juventus would be interested in offloading Ronaldo due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the fact that he's on a ridiculous amount of money and he's diminishing and getting older in years. And maybe they could somehow convince us to swap Paul Pogba for Ronaldo, etc., etc. So that's what we're talking about, my friend. I mean, you'll probably have to go back to the start of the video to watch the full analysis of what's going on, because I don't want to bore people and repeat myself over and over and over again. Oh, nice one, Kirsten Gray. She says, guess what? Bruno has only done it again. Second in form this season in FIFA. He's already 680k. Wow. There you go. Bruno Fernandes probably going to get about 8 of them this year, I reckon. Fozzie Ozzy says, is he swearing? I'm not swearing, Fozzie Ozzy. How's it going? The PE teacher comments, Ronaldo is a United legend. If he comes back and it does not work out, he'll ruin his legacy. That's a good point we touched on earlier on in the video, actually. Because I said if he's more likely, from an objective point of view, to want to go to PSG. Because he can win things. He can definitely win the League One title and definitely win the domestic cup, and he'll definitely win these things, won't he, if he went over there? Whereas if he came to United, if United are still struggling like we have been without Ronaldo, or we have been post-Fergie, then yeah, he might not win anything. He might not add to that legacy. He could only tarnish that legacy if United fail to really live up to it. But I think he's such a great player. He's such a talismanic player. And I think if United showed that ambition, we'd be able to get those other couple of players that we need to get in it. If you had Cristiano Ronaldo in your team and you go and sign up a Meccano, it's like, are we really that far away? Are we really that far away with the players we've already got? If we signed a proper centre-back and a CDM and Ronaldo, we're not that far away, guys. We should be challenging for everything. So, that for the next year or two anyway. Darren Wood says, Stretford M boys want Poch, end of, not a Muppet. I disagree, mate. Darren Wood, I mean, Poch, I don't want Poch because he's never won anything, mate. I understand what you're saying, but I don't want Poch, man. Poch is a good manager. He's never been proven as a great manager. He's only been proven as a failure in terms of not being able to win anything. Yes, he built a good team at Southampton and at Spurs, but he's still not won anything. So people put this Pochettino's like his Messiah name out there or something. I'm not interested in Poch. If we're going to get a different manager, then I want somebody with a bit more of a winning record, somebody who's a bit more of an accomplished manager. Just because he's done good at Spurs and done good at Southampton, that's not good enough for me, mate. That's not good enough for me. He's got no association or affinity with United. He shouldn't get any more notoriety or any more kudos for getting to a Champions League final and losing it? Hell no. Anyway, Liman Isa says no to Poch. Batman Knight fan says, would you take Cavani's number 7, give it to Ronaldo if he came? Yes, I would. AR Dan says, CR7 had a beef with Neymar when playing in Spain. I don't think he would like to be in the same team with that little shit. That's a good point, AR Dan. Nobody likes playing with that Neymar prick. He's an absolute stain, isn't he? You're right. Everybody doesn't like him. Cavani said recently that he would like to shut him up or something like that. Patrick O'Neill says, yes, Pig, I hear you. Regular games, Twanzebe will boss our back four. And I think if Maguire wasn't so expensive and had that armband, he would worry for his place. And I rate Bailly when fit. Great points, Patrick O'Neill. What we need to do is get that armband off of Slabby Maguire because he doesn't deserve it anyway, and it gives him too much pressure, which he can't handle with that big slab of his. If you took that away from him, maybe he'd just be able to concentrate on being a good defender rather than trying to be a great leader, which I don't think he is. The Vutinator message retracted. What's going on? Fire Up says rather have Froch than Poch, or Posh than Poch. Andrew Cause comments, the problem is with the players, not the staff. They need to build up their morale and be on the same page more. The United Way comments 2013, Manchester United dropped out the top 4. Poch came in 2014 and took the place of United, not because he was better, it's because we were worse. That's such a good point, yes. I mean, look, post-Fergie, look, we're so much worse. You're right, yeah, and he did well with them, but it's not like he ever won the league or did anything miraculous with them. You know, you look at Jose Mourinho when he was at Porto. You look at him and you think, oh, he's won the league, he's built that brilliant team, they've won the Champions League. That's an indicator of a good younger manager. Poch, on the other hand, you know, he's done well with Southampton, he's done well with Spurs. I mean, that's a David Moyes situation all over the place if ever I've seen one. That is he's the Argentinian David Moyes. That is what he is. He's done well at Everton for 10 years. That's what David Moyes did. Came to United and he shriveled up, man. And that's probably what would happen as Mauricio Pochettino. And if the Glazers did announce him as manager, it would just be a yes man for them. Because they know that he can do a job on a shoestring budget and he won't throw his toys out the pram. So I don't want to see Poch anywhere near Manchester United, guys. Footy Talk says, what about Hasenhüttl? Yeah, you know, again, he's a good young manager. He's a good manager, but is he Manchester United ready? I don't think so. Can Jam says, who do you think is the most underrated United player and which is the most overrated? So most underrated, I'd probably say maybe Fred. I know he's getting the praise recently, but if you actually look at how consistent he is for us, he's one of our most consistent players going back over the last year now. And people still, if he has a dodgy game, people still say, oh, Fred's shit. But he's not. He's consistently pretty damn good for us. So I'd say Fred's the most underrated. And the most overrated, it's easy. It's Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba is the most overrated player I've ever seen in my lifetime play for Manchester United. He's the most overrated player, let alone right now. Gunchi says, I think Poch... he says, I think Poch is a good manager, but I'm still hoping Ollie can be a great success at United. Look, Poch is a good manager, but that's it. He's not a great manager. His CV would be much better if he was a great manager. Gunga says, you can't compare him to Moyes Pig. True, Moyes is ginger, so you can't really, but... No, he is like the Argentinian Moyes. You can compare him to Moyes, because all he's done is have a good spell over 10 years in the league and never really achieve anything. So you can compare him to him if you like. They're similar sized club, Everton and Tottenham. You know what I mean? Okay, he did get them to the Champions League final, but he bottled it. Ryan Maxwell says, you fans are funny. You don't even deserve Poch, let alone a winner. We don't want Poch, Ryan Maxwell, mate. We don't want that. He's not a winner anyway. Like, what? Okay, we don't deserve Poch, let alone a winner. I see what you're saying there. We want a winner. We don't want Poch because he's not a winner. So to say that we don't want a non-winner, it's not really harsh, is it? Hey, Marie, what's going on? Good evening. Good evening to you, Marie. Guys, do us a massive favour. I'm going to wrap this video up in a minute, but please do us a massive favour. Smash that like button on the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And give it a share if you can on social media. It's a good debate we've had tonight. I love it, you know. It's a good debate. Yeah, Eamon Barrett says Pogba out. There you go. Pogba out, Ronaldo in. We did the vote earlier. Let's do it again now. If you would swap a 35-year-old Ronaldo for a 28-year-old Paul Pogba right now, 27-year-old Paul Pogba right now, for no money, just a straight swap, would you do it? Yes or no? Would you do it? Yes or no? Tonk National Footy Talk smashed a 1 in there. Kayam says 169 likes, dudes. Get in there, my son. Beautiful stuff. Thank you very much to everyone who smashed the like on the vid. Yes, says Thomas Marley. Yes, says Poisonous Nut. Yes, says Picks and Strings. Batman Night Fan says, yeah. Shazan Ahmed says, yes. Footy Talk says, oh, gone. I'll be coming on the stream, though. Hey, nice one, Footy Talk. Thanks for getting in here, bro. Philip Chapman says, yes. The Futinator says, yes. AR Dan says, yes. Gabriel Lopez says, yes. Fozzie Ozzy says, no. Eamon Barrett says, yes. Account CB says, yes. Dan Lake says, yes, no brainer. So look, I just wanted to ask you guys and show you. Joseph Misko says, yes. The United Way says, yes, yes, yes. Swap, swap, swap. Because that's where most of the fan base is at. We have all grown disenchanted with Paul Pogba. And even it's got to the point where we would swap an asset like Paul Pogba. He's 27, a World Cup winner, and has 8 years, or how old's Paul Pogba? I keep forgetting, but I think he's 7 or 8 years younger than Cristiano Ronaldo. It's like we would actually, most United fans would do a straight swap. You would never do that usually, a 27-year-old for a 35-year-old. Straight swap. But most United fans would, because that's the difference between the two players. You know what you're getting with Ronaldo, really. You're going to get effort levels. You're going to get tenacity, determination. These are some words that Cristiano Ronaldo has probably used as some sort of power over the last years, because they summarise him more than anything. He's one of the most determined footballers you could possibly imagine, on the pitch and off the pitch. Striving for constant perfection and improvement. You know, that's what you've seen throughout his career. So he's going to give you everything that he's got out there on the pitch every time. When Paul Pogba pulls on that red shirt, I'm not convinced he even gives a shit. Whereas Ronaldo, man, he's fighting. He looks freaking like he's about to cry if we lose, or if he loses. You know, in fact, he does cry if he loses. And I don't mind that. I like that. At least there's a little bit of, at least there's a little bit, it means something to him. Whereas Paul Pogba's all smiles, my friends, a lot of the time, which is gash. Poisonous Nut says Pogba is surplus with McTominay. Oh, he's 27. Thank you, Shazad Ahmed, Rushmano Gungshi. So yeah, 27 years old, 8 years younger, but yet we'd still swap him. That goes to show you how bad Pogba is for us. Because I don't think you would swap anybody else. Like, for instance, like, here's another one, right? Let me just put this one out for you. Would you swap Rashford for Ronaldo? Yes or no? I would not. I absolutely would not. Ronaldo's 35, Rashford's 22. He's got 10, 15 years at the top, Rashford. So I absolutely would not. No. because Rashford's got the ability to go on and be a top-tier player as well. But Pogba, though, Pogba's shit, guys. You know? Exactly. Nobody would swap Rashford. Exactly. Nobody would swap Rashford for Ronaldo because he's just... it's not going to make any sense. Ronaldo's going to retire soon and Rashford's going to be awesome. But Pogba's still got 8 years at the top, but we don't want him. You know? So that tells you everything you need to know about Paul Pogba's contribution to United. It's not good enough. Steve FC says yes. Yeah, Shazad says, I need my Rashi. Rashi, what a human being as well. That's the thing. It's not all just about on the pitch as well. Like, you need characters. And I think if you look at Rashford, he's a great character on and off the pitch. Hey, Alicia Daniel says 174 likes and 153 people watching. Great. That is awesome. Although it does mean we lost about 20 people. Hey, but thank you so much for that, Alicia Daniel. Yeah, smash that like button, lads and lasses. Let's see if we can get to 190 likes. Nice one, Eamon Barrett. Paul Rashford says, no way. Rushmano says, subscribe to the channel. Account CB says, Rashford has got the United desire and love for the shirt. Alicia says, can't wait to see Alex Telles in action for United for the first time in the Premier League. Telles will put some great crosses in the box for Rashford, Bruno and Martial will get more goals. I think you're right, Alicia. We've only seen him once in the United shirt so far against PSG, but he looked really good in that game. And if you look at his stats for Porto, he's going to add something to our team. Luke Shaw's obviously out injured at the moment for a long time as well, so this is the time for Telles to show us what he can do. So yeah, looking very forward to seeing him play. Ruddy can't game. How's it going? Arsenal fan getting in here. What's going on, Ruddy, mate? Legend of the channel. What's going on, dude? He says, yo. United Way says Rashi can't leave. He is the next Prime Minister. Yeah, his next club that he's going to is number 10 Downing Street, mate. That's the next club he's going to. Liam says if Ronaldo does come back now, he's going to be tasked with being the club's saviour during the current mess. At his age, does he want that pressure or using the United name for better deals? Good point, Liam. I think he's the sort of guy that likes a challenge, though. Like, I don't think he'd shy away from the challenge of being a talisman for United. So I think he would like that challenge. Kind of like Zlatan when he came in. There was all people doubting Zlatan whether or not he could do it in the Premier League. And United at the time probably wasn't the best place to go and prove that he could do it in the Premier League. But he still went there and he still proved it. So I think he came for the challenge just as much as anything else. ASC, how's it going? Fire Up says, bring Cantona back. Asan Akhtar says, Telles in my dream team. So good news. Good stuff there. Yeah, I'm going to have to stick him in there, actually, Asan. Tonk Nash says, Rashi is the boss man. Roddy says, I'm just stopping in. Off to work early, mate. Have a great day. Oh, you're finished work early. Oh, brilliant stuff, yeah. Off work early. That's great that you finished early, mate. Cracking stuff. Have a great rest of the day. Andrew Cole says, Pogba is a good player. I don't think Pig means he thinks he's bad. He just hasn't worked out too well. You know, oh, Andrew Cole, you know, I've said it 100 times. Pogba's got all the skills that you want from a midfielder. He's powerful. He's athletic. He's got the vision. He's got the intelligence on the ball. He's got the ability to pull any pass off that you want, whether it's a 70-yard sprayer or a little through ball or whatever. He's got everything, but he doesn't translate it out onto the pitch regularly enough for United. I don't care what he does for France. I don't care what he did for Juventus. I care what he's done for United and what he does for United. And both the answers to those are not very much, unfortunately. Okay then, guys, I'm going to leave this video right there then. The Vutinator, Rushmano, Liam, Patrick O'Neill, Lynette Giggs, the United Way, Jonathan Gallagher, every single one of you guys, thank you so much for watching this stream tonight. Really appreciate you all. Thanks for watching. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Check out the website, flyandpigunited.com for your United news. Also, check out the links in the description for all the social media channels. We've got Fly and Pig United on Instagram, Fly and Pig United on Facebook, Fly and Pig United on Twitter, and my personal on Twitter is Mr. Flying Pig HD. So there we go, lads and lasses. I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for getting your thoughts and opinions in. Craig Davies, Craig Davies all over you. Anyway, sorry. Let's rewind for a second and get back to the comments section where I just want to say AR Dan, MBE Paul Rashford, Poisonous Nut, Tonk Nash, the PE teacher, Ussie Sawa, Ruddy Can't Game, AFC, Shazad Ahmed, Exclusive, Tonk Nash, Fire Up, Stephen Duffy, Dizzy Red Devil, Aaron Homeyard, Batman Night Fan, Liam, Kayam, who else is here? Joseph Misko, The Vutinator, Rushmano, Lynette Giggs, Reese Tomlinson, and everyone else. Yes, there will be FIFA tonight, guys. Keep a lookout. I'm not too sure of the time right now. I might start at 10:30. I might start at 11 p.m. But come back on the channel and have a look later, because we're going to be doing some Ultimate Team later. Road to Glory, Glory Man United, where we try and build the best possible Manchester United side there is going. Gungshi, you're a bloody hero, mate. He says, I won't be on the FIFA stream, Pig. Got to get some sleep before hospital tomorrow, but I'll see you guys next time. No worries, Gungshi, mate. Get some rest up there, my friend. And good luck at the hospital tomorrow, dude. We're thinking of you. Much love to you, Gungshi. Juan Hurtado, love to you too, mate. Jonathan Gallagher, Genesis Music. Nice one, Genesis Music. Genesis in the building. Big up, Pig. Nice one, Genesis. We're just wrapping it up, though, but good to see you. Smash a thumbs up on it. Liam, Patrick O'Neill, AFC, Rushmano, Dan Lake, Gungshi. See you later on, guys. I'll see you soon. Come back in a few minutes when this is finished and have your say in the not live comment section. Get your thoughts in about Ronaldo to United. Let me know. Have your say. John Wayne, greetings to you as well. Have a great one. The Vutilator, Joseph Miska. That's it, guys. See you soon. I'm going to work on the graphic now for the post-match credits because I need to get that sorted out. What I've been doing is just looking at the browser and going through all the channel members and saying thank you to every single person, but I haven't set that up at the moment, so I apologise, can't do that. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Shout out to all the Bacon Brigade. Sleaze Gaming. Have a cracking evening, everyone. Stay classy, and I'll see you on the next one. This is the Pig. You've been watching Flying Pig United.